George, this is your first time here.
Run.
So,
Okay.
run.
Hermanos, introduzcanse con el hermano.
No.
Yo,
Denle la bienvenida.
¿cómo se dice iglesia?
So,
George is dentro, hola, suena que madre.
so I have to explain to you how this works a little bit, okay?
Okay.
We all get a
are.
kick in the nuts.
O sea,
Sorry,
es una niña y luego vamos.
Hello.
Es que por
Well,
los
it's just like
dos.
Ray Shampoo, except you don't get a turn.
Dame la malla.
Ashley, it's time for us to go.
So, George, we are a non-traditional church. What
As you
that
can
means,
see.
Hombre, eso no ni cuenta me doy.
so we don't have like the typical modern day church structure. Right now, we don't have any worship and praise. We don't have stand up, sit down. You can come in pajamas if you want. You know, we are a church where we believe more of the original church, where Jesus would sit down, eat dinner with his disciples, and they would hang out and they would talk about life, and he would start ministering to his disciples. That's the type of church we are. We, you know, are free to ask questions. We interact about it. We want to, how do I say it? We want to impact people's lives for good, not just sit here and listen to somebody else preach. So we encourage questions. We encourage people opening up a little bit so that we allow other people to speak into what we're going through. We have named what we do Kingdom Boot Camp. And despite, you know, our laid back feel, how we're just kind of all chill right now, we call this boot camp because it's like hands-on training. You know, we interact for training for what's going to come in the future, for the real wars, for real ministry maybe, or for situations that we're going to go through in our lives that we're going to have to react to. So this is where we get our training, you know. So Hector's not here yet, but he is actually going to speak tonight. But before we do that, I wanted to ask people what they remembered from last week. Who remembers what we were talking about last week?
Aquí están los dos.
Good.
Aquí están los pastores, ¿no? ¿Cómo se llama? Juan y.
Sandra.
Yes. Do you remember what happened last week?
I got healed that day.
Tell George what happened. He wasn't here.
Oh, you want?
Oh, me dolió el brazo.
Which one?
Y.
English, Tony.
Oh, yeah, forgot. My shoulder was hurting. I pulled like a muscle, I don't know what. And then I told Rafa and Juan hurt. And then Juan told Rafa himself, Luis and Hector to pray. So I stand in the middle, they were praying for me. And then I just felt hot all over my body. I was like sweating. And it doesn't hurt no more. That's cool, man.
No.
We-
Nice. It was really cool.
Raphael told Tony to lift his arm as far as he could. And he was like literally like this.
So we're thinking like the letters.
That's as far as he could go.
Match the texture.
And then after he prayed for him, he was like
This
doing
one's
this.
like a sticker on it. And this one, parece que está grabado.
Está chido está eso.
Risa, what was it like praying for Tony?
It was weird.
Because Tony's so weird. No?
It was
Risa's
weird. I was weird and everything.
Everybody
was
knows
weird.
you're weird, Risa. Don't worry.
That was good. See, she understood what I was teaching.
How did you guys know each other?
I read her mind. To be honest, I never prayed for someone like to get healed, but I think it was a new experience. It was totally different than what I had experienced. Like I felt really shaky and hot.
What do you mean by hot?
Like I'm
Because you're just
caliente. Like como que it was really hot in here.
Like they turn on the heater.
Yeah. But just with
And you
the
both
little
felt it, huh?
minimum thing that we're not pregnant.
So,
It's just like, I feel hot every day.
what healed Tony last week?
His faith.
Faith did it. I mean, God did it,
Yeah, correct.
but He responds to faith. Who had faith?
Everybody.
And
What if God told you, go heal that person? How would you react?
Okay. Me? Really? Serious? Why me? That's my reaction.
But you just did it. You did it last week.
Oh, you're saying now? Oh, I thought you meant like before that I didn't do that.
Well, now.
Oh, now?
What about now, after seeing that? What if God told you, go heal that person?
Just go do it.
You would do it?
Yeah.
What about you, Julio? What if God told you, go heal that person?
I reacted to his first answer like, wait, what? He what?
I've never done it before. I'm like,
How? When?
But look, this is
But
the
you
thing.
saw it.
I'll
This
be
is
in
the thing.
shock. Like,
You don't have the power to heal. Jesus already did it. He died on the cross 2,000 years ago, and it's already done. All it takes is for you to believe it. You get how that works? You open the door with faith. Hector and Brisa, what did you think when Raphael said, you guys go pray for Tony so he can be healed?
It was a shock. I was like, why us? But then, you know, I just realized, wait a minute, this is what we're going to do. And this is what they're preparing us for. Why not today?
You rose up to the call. You stepped up. You stepped up to the need. As you're like, I don't know how to do this, right? But you had faith and you believed and you said, God can do this. That was a step of faith, right? See, we don't have the power to speak words of wisdom all the time. Sometimes we're not smart enough to do that. We don't have the power to heal somebody. You know? All we have to do is rise up to the call. When someone says, it's you, you gotta say, okay, I'll do it. Risa, what if somebody said, you're the pastor now? What would you do?
Just waiting for God to, like basically just trusting Him, because I know I'm not 100% prepared, but just trusting that He's gonna guide me.
You know, like you said, will we ever be 100% prepared? No.
You won't.
And I just realized that today. What was happening to me when I was trying to do the message this afternoon? You saw how crazy I was. Yeah. Tony saw it.
Did you just run over a bird too?
You walk.
I don't think any pastors, no matter how long you guys be, you cannot be 100% because all the situations are different with each and every person that they put in front of you.
Yeah. Do you think every pastor that you see preaching on the TV or donde quiera, wherever they are, you think they're not nervous? A lot of them are.
I don't think the ones at TV and stuff, because I think they do it more for their glory, their look.
Maybe
But
that's
now with you guys or everybody that we've met, I think they're more nervous than them up top anytime.
See, one thing that I learned when we started pastoring in church is sometimes this is a problem. Sometimes people's like, please God, ¿cómo se dice? I need a confirmation and I need this. I'm like, you know what? When my wife and I would take over the church in Denver, the pastor just told us this. I need you to support 100% for wherever else God's plan is coming. Because in that time it was my wife and I going to Farmington, or it was him. So it was he's like, well, if it's you guys, go pray, and if it's you guys, God will confirm. And then we went, we prayed, nothing happened. We said, you know what, God is not telling us anything. And then suddenly, like, maybe it's not you guys. So then he went, and then God started talking to him. So, and then he's like, okay, I don't know, even that God is telling me stuff, I don't know if it's gonna be us. But I just need your support 100% on whatever decision we make. We say yes, so he left, and we take over the church. And it was, God confirmed us that we were the pastors, like, probably like a week before, right? Through Mike. Or something like that. But we already said yes, and we're gonna do it. We're not, oh, well, I need a confirmation, because a lot of people want to serve God, but when the door is open, and then they doubt, should I go to that door or no? And you just gotta do it.
The thing is that you and I, we're nobody. You know, we're just people. All of us are just people. But God chooses you only if you will have faith and you respond and you say yes to God. It's not because you're a hero. It's not because you're perfect that He chooses you. He chooses you because He wants to choose you. You know, people read the Bible and they see like all these characters in the Bible. You know, stories. There's Abraham. There's King David. You know, there's Saul. There's Solomon. All these people in the Bible, and you know, for some reason, like people like think, oh, those guys are heroes. You know, look what they did for God. But they don't see all the bad stuff that they did that the Bible talks about. You know, King David was a murderer. I mean, Abraham was a liar. And Solomon, I mean, he had wives donde quiera. I mean,
1,000.
he was lustful. You know, these were not good people.
No, 300? How many wives did he have?
300 concubines, 700 wives.
Yeah, 700 wives.
I mean, these people were not perfect. They were
Sometimes
no
I don't know what
heroes.
to do with mine. I don't know how I can handle that.
But you
Just
know
kidding, I
what?
love you, baby.
God uses us to show how great He is. To show what He can do. It's not about us being perfect. It's about Him already being perfect and doing His work. And if He chooses you, say yes. Go along with it. See what God wants to do with it. It'll be a fun ride.
Scary.
Who remembers who spoke last week?
My wife.
What did she talk about?
Si no se acuerda todo, le va a dar the back.
Ay, porque yo.
And Julio and Jess.
Do you remember what she talked about?
Mhm.
Hey, they're sharing answers over there.
What?
Me and Tony came up
Even
with
Breeze
an
is
answer.
looking it up.
What's
What
yours?
did I talk about?
That's
Breeze,
Yeah, she's going back.
refresh our memory. What did you talk about last week?
A
She doesn't
relationship. I know, Julio.
She's honest. Like, I got this.
I got this, and I'm not looking. A relationship with God.
Lily, hey,
Oh, yeah,
spicy.
what's a relationship to you?
I remember the prodigal son really well. Well, tonight, it's Hector's turn to share. And I think we're going to open up with a word of prayer that right now Tony is going to give.
Oh, no, not me.
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do
Got me
it.
the bad no.
Aw.
Next time.
Short and sweet.
Next time.
Short and sweet. Come on.
Yeah,
What are we
same,
talking
right?
about? Saying yes? We just talked about saying yes.
Amen.
Just like you do in dinner.
Alright.
Just like you do in dinner.
I'm just so nervous.
Don't worry, I'm more nervous than you.
Thank you for Spicy that he's smelling Hector's shoes.
Thank you, God, for this night, for us to hang around again, like like a family, to be together, but learning more about you, and give us more hope and everything, and more strength to keep going forward and don't get temptations. And keep helping me still to learn more about you with this family I have. And
Thank you.
Tony.
We are talking about
Tacos.
opening up to a spiritual leader.
Okay.
I want to open up with a question. Who is someone who has been a spiritual leader in your life? Why is it important to have a spiritual leader in your life? And how you know you have the right spiritual leader? Let's go Proverbs 27:17.
what did you say?
27:17. Can somebody read that one for me?
It's just 17.
Yes, sir.
Okay. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. That's what one reads. We
And-
talked about this at the first retreat we went to.
Yes, sir. You remember? I thought you were asleep. Okay. How do I know that the right person for me is my spiritual leader? How I knew that those individuals have a solid foundation in their lives and live for God. And we build a relationship, a strong relationship with them, so that you are able to open up into your deepest secrets with that individual. And as you see the individuals, not just in church, but outside of church, their actions, their attitudes there are the same. They never change. They're always the same values. And also, it's individuals that would sacrifice time with you. That they'll take time out of their busy schedule to listen to your problems, to guide you in any situation that you need. That's what I had to look for to know that was my spiritual leader that I had to open up to. But then you're gonna also have those individuals that do have that double life. You see them at church, they're the perfect outgoing person, and then you go and you meet them outside of church, and they're a whole different person. And that's where a lot of people start getting confused of what God has in their lives and which way to go. Because you're looking at their lives and say, oh, their life's perfect. They do this at church, but then they're over here and they're still getting blessed. Why can't I follow the same example? At the end of the day, they're going to lead you to a dead-end street. Because everything comes out.
So you're talking about finding a good leader. Right?
Yes, a good leader. And if you go to Matthew 13:26.
Do you want me to read that?
Yes, please.
It says, the kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from? An enemy did this, he replied. The servants asked him, Do you want us to go and pull them up? No, he answered, because while you were pulling up the weeds, you might root up the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And at that time, I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned, and then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn.
And this is how I see this these verses. It's, when we go to church, we're getting fed the good word, and inside the same church, the walls, you're gonna have those bad weeds that are with you. Well, like I said, you get planted the good seed, but you're gonna have those individuals that are gonna try to pull you away, try to surround you with false word, and try to see how far they can pull you away. But when it comes down to
Mommy,
true trials and tribulations,
Abby and Maya are calling the thing shut up and shut.
Mommy says not to do it. Very nicely. You're such a boy, right?
and when the true trials and tribulations comes, you're gonna see who the true men and women of God are. Is the ones that are planted with the word and have a firm foundation on them. Another way I knew I had a good spiritual leader, I was able to speak to that individual and let him help me with my biggest problem that I had. One of my biggest problems was lying. I lied for everything. I thought that was the way to be. And I found out that was very wrong. Because not just would I hurt myself, and would it be my accountability that they wouldn't trust, but I hurt a lot of people. And I wasn't scared also, because I knew that those people were not going to go out and start talking, oh, don't trust Hector because he's a liar. No, they helped me walk through that. They held me accountable for my own mistakes, my weaknesses. So as I walked with God and got stronger in His Word, and that those people were holding me accountable for every, how do I put it, Pastor? They hold me accountable for my actions,
For your actions? Okay.
so that I was able to say the truth and be truthful to myself, or talking to everybody. That way, they could trust in me. And as I did that, that pressure lifted from me. I didn't have to worry about, oh, do they trust me? Are they gonna believe me this time? But this time I did say the truth. No, I knew that every time that I spoke, it was very difficult for me to say the truth. But when I started doing that and they were holding me accountable, I felt good. I didn't have to keep thinking of what I said, for I could use another lie to cover up the other lie to cover up the lie. And it was just a big old snowball. And that's all I got.
I want to add something to it. When Pastor teach me this, when I met him, well, not right when I met him, but like a couple months after, he teach me these 4 things. He says, with me, you're gonna be loved. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna train you, but also I'm gonna correct you. So he's gonna give me corrections. So basically, like a lot of the times when I was getting corrected, I have to understand everything it was for my own good. Even sometimes I don't like what they're telling me. Because sometimes, like when you have a true leader over your life, that's gonna tell you the truth about you, even if you don't like it. Because when somebody is telling us the truth about how we live and what things needs to change, you have to understand and see like where that really is coming from. It's really coming from somebody that really cares about you, that really wants to see you grow and mature in life. It's somebody that has been there for you, or it's somebody like he doesn't really care. He just wants to say whatever he wants to say. So one thing that I learned is I will never take I don't care if even they're telling me the truth, because there's been moments when people are telling me the truth, but they don't really care about who I am. They just want to say what they think or what they how do you say when ¿cómo se dice? Let me process that. Or they just want to tell me just to piss me off. There's people like that. They just want to tell you whatever so you can get pissed. So when it's somebody like that, you really, I mean, when I have people like that in my life, I don't really care whatever they say. Even though it was true, you know, I'm like, I cannot really take those words in consideration into my life because I know that person has never been there for me. The person who doesn't really understand my heart, the person really doesn't know the reasons that I do what I do. Because sometimes you're gonna do stuff that people don't like, but hey, we're not in this world to just like everybody. You know, there's people you're not gonna like, and that's fine. So be it. But when somebody is giving you a correction, understand if that person really loves me, if that person really cares about me, you know, and that's how you really understand if it's a good leader, if it's a person who really cares about you. What we use, the term that we use on this, what Hector was teaching.
The what? The term?
The term, yes. Eso, that. Eso. As a spiritual father or a spiritual mother. Because that person, it kind of like assumes a role into our lives as a father figure or mother figure into our lives. And I have those two. I have the mother figure and the father figure. And when you have somebody like that in your life, you will see the difference when you really need that in your life. And the only one can call that, it's God. But that's a question that we always have to ask. Who is my spiritual father and who is my spiritual mother?
So Hector, you kind of already answered this already, but how do you decide who that person is? How do you pick somebody to say, I'm gonna let that person speak into my life?
It's individuals that have a good foundation in the word, that are they know the word, and they don't live a double life. It's the same. You see them outside church, inside church are the same individuals, and they're the ones that are going to spend that time with you through the hard times, through the good times. They're there for you at all times of the day.
Hector, how many times have you spoken in public?
This is my second, third time maybe.
Second or third time?
2 here and 1 in Fort Collins. That's it.
Good for you. I think you minister the best when you speak from your heart. Because you can really see it. You can see the difference. Thank you for what God put in your heart to share with us today. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good job. You know, this isn't easy for Hector. He does not like speaking in public. But, you know, he's practicing. So we're all kind of witnessing what God is doing in Hector's life right now. And to me, it's encouraging to see how God can use anyone, you know. And I'm saying like God can use me, you know, God can use anyone to speak from His word and to minister to people. So thank you, Brother Hector. Good job.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching today our discussion on healing and faith and a little bit of accountability. I hope you learned something and I hope it was helpful, and we'll see you next time, so stay tuned. Bye-bye!